Hey everyone, it's Angelica here. I'm here with Joe. I'm super excited that he's taking the time to be with me and to talk us through his experience in working with my program. I'm already going to miss you, Joe. I'm just going to say that. But I am so pleased and proud of you of everything that you have accomplished, and it's staying there with me and being so open for all the changes. But I'll let you explain a little bit about where you were before you joined my program and where you are at now.
Okay, so prior to meeting you, Angelica, or meeting you, I was dealing with some health issues, and I was going to doctors and I was trying to figure out what's wrong with me, and I wasn't getting the answers that I was looking for, and I was completely overwhelmed. And I was listening to a lot of information, YouTube videos, all kinds of experts, trying different diets, trying to see what works. Lo and behold, some of the diets that I was trying were actually making things worse for me. I didn't realize that. So I was confused, to be honest. I was just confused. And then I ran into your videos and I started following you on Facebook. And I said, you know what? It'd be worth to talk to her and see if she can kind of hone me in the right direction. And so that's how it kind of started. And I said, okay, let's do it. Like, what do we have to lose? I have so much more to gain, So I said, okay, let's do this, follow your program. And fast forward to today, I feel a lot better, dramatically better. I mean, not 100%. And I think I've been clear with you about that. I'm not 100%, but things are never 100%. But I do feel a good 75%. That's a big progress.
Yeah.
I've lost weight. I feel better physically. I'm not stressing out over, what's wrong with you, what's wrong with me. I do realize the power that I have in my life when it comes to what I eat, what I put in my mouth, the stress that I have. If I'm really stressed, I'm not taking the time to meditate. That affects me. Not exercise. So all these little things, they seem redundant. They seem like that's not going to make a difference, but it really does. And working with you has helped me to see the cycle, the patterns, and how it is that I need to follow it in my life. And I've developed it somewhat, that pattern. So now I wake up in the morning and I know what I have to do. I know I have to write a few positive thoughts down. I know I have to do my meditation. I know I have to do my exercise. I know I have to eat healthy. So all this stuff just redundant. And so could I have done it on my own? Yeah, maybe in a million years, but I wasn't making progress, and I'm not getting any younger, and I'm not going to live for a million years. So it's worth it to get someone to help you, someone that's been there and walk you through the process. And that's really what I needed. I was kind of desperate, to be honest with you. I never told you that, by the way, but I was desperate. I really was desperate, trying to find solutions. And my own mind was playing tricks on me, because you go to the doctor, they don't find answers, but you feel miserable. You're not feeling right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, at the end, they did find some things. Okay, SIBO was some things with your stomach and whatever. But at the end of the day, when they don't give you the answers, what happens is they leave you to your own devices, and your own mind starts thinking worst case scenario. And it's just the power of not knowing. It's frustrating. So my point is, I feel a lot better now. That's 75 better. I feel a lot better that I understand how the mind works, the mind, food, body connection. I feel better that I have a program, a system that I can follow. I feel better, more powerful, and more connected to myself. And I realize that I do have some power. I'm not God, but I have some power, and we all have some. And sometimes we need someone to plug us into that personal power that we have to help us on an individual basis. And it sounds great to listen to Tony Robbins all day. I couldn't afford him.
Exactly.
So, but you know what? Angelica's there, and she's gone through a lot, and she's learned a lot, and she's willing to share. There's power in working with someone one-on-one. And so I would highly recommend anyone to do it. It's pretty amazing.
So thank you so much, Joe. When you talk about I was listening to a lot of things, I was overwhelmed, and I could, potentially in a million years have done it on myself. What would you say it is the biggest difference to having somebody to keep you accountable and to, really work through that, I know it all type of thing? Because I feel that you know, a lot of people, they get a little confused with what I do, and people think like I'm just going to tell them, you know, what to eat and to exercise and to meditate, when in actual fact, you know, as you have experiences, you know, it's, if that was the only answer, everybody would be doing, right? Like and somewhat you knew parts of it, but what would you say to somebody that it's kind of overwhelmed, you know, looking for answers, not getting the results that they want? What it is the difference between, you know, doing that on your own and doing that with my program?
On my own, and everyone's different, but I have a very inquisitive mind, and I tend to follow the information, and then that leads me to more information, and that leads me to more and more, and eventually I just get so confused. I don't know where I left off. When I started working with you, you realized something you told me at the beginning. I think you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of information, you've got what you need, but you seem to not be able to do the correct things with it.
Yeah.
And I think what you did, like a knife through hot butter, you just, you know, cut right through, and then you help me connect these pieces together. And I think that's the value in it, because you have a new perspective. It's not me.
Yeah.
And someone neutral that's actually wanting to help you can see, oh, okay, you're doing this right, but maybe tweak it here. This, you're doing it wrong, but maybe we can improve it here.
Yeah.
And so that working with someone is totally different than just trying to gather information on your own. Because yes, you'll eventually gather the information, and eventually maybe you'll connect the dots depending, but it's just so overwhelming that the average person, I don't think they can do it. What we need really is someone to hold our hand kind of, even for a little while, and say, okay, just do this. And you have a great way of simplifying it too, which I find amazing. You simplify it. So the message is simplified, okay? So a little exercise, but I can't go to the gym. That's fine. Walk around the block a few times.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't always cook at home. Okay, fine, then find some restaurants that are healthy. So there's always an answer, but at the same time, I realized when you're doing it on my own, when I was doing it on my own, I felt overwhelmed, but part of that was my own response, because maybe I read too much. Maybe I listened to too much. Maybe there's too much information. Maybe there's
there
some
is
information. It's overload. And so you need someone to just kind of walk you through that. And see, now I go back and I listen to some of the stuff that I've learned, or I think about it, and it's still there. You don't forget anything. It's just that now it makes more sense, because now you're following a system. And that's really what it is. At the end of the day, follow a system that maybe you haven't figured out on your own. I hadn't, and I was struggling with it. And even like when I went to the doctor, my numbers felt better. Everything's improving. It's not perfect, but it's improving. I know I'm headed in a better direction. And that to me gives me hope. And that hope is really what we're, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. That, you know what, things will get better.
Yeah.
Because we've been through a tough time the last few years, where literally if we look at the news and look at this and read the papers, we get so overwhelmed, we start to believe there's no hope. And maybe someone wants us to believe that, but that's not true. There's hope. We just have to find the way to, you know, go through the maze. Anyway, you help me see that.
And I think, like, when you say, you know, when you talk about, you know, I had some health issues and I'm 75% there. I mean, I think we were very clear from the beginning that obviously healing takes time, right? And I think, you know, I really appreciate that you know, stuck to me, but, you know, I was very honest from the beginning to talk about, you know, how much it takes us to damage our body and how much it takes us to get back into balance and heal our bodies, right? And I think that's an important part of, you know, that you really stuck to the process and believing and trusting that, you know, like I said, you've got clarity and now you're on the right, you know, track to getting, you know, to 100%, right?
It'll take time. I'll get there. I'm confident I will. Whatever comes my way, no problem. Because see, now at least I have a formula of what I need to do to keep.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joe. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been an awesome journey. As I said, I'm gonna miss you, but we'll stay in touch. And yeah, it's just been amazing.
Thank you. I'll still be on YouTube following you. But anyway, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, because you're helping a lot of people. Even if they don't hire you as a client, they're there listening. But if you're out there in the fence and you're thinking, should I hire her? You got nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Do it.